Hello everyone, I am Saksham Sharma, founder of Careerkunj and former TCS HR and Recruiter. Friends, TCS MBA hiring 2026, the return round is done, and then now the next stage is interview. So all those students who would be qualified for the who qualify the return round will be invited for the interview, and there will be only one interview in which all the technical MR management and HR panel will take your interview. Okay, so it's high time that you should prepare for your interview. Don't wait for the interview results to come, because see, MBA hiring in TCS is little different from other MBA hirings that happens for separate management functions like finance, marketing, HR, operations. Okay, so this is hiring for the IT roles. Okay, so if you know, this particular hiring is happening for techno function roles in TCS. Okay, TCS will not take you for a core finance or marketing or HR or operations role. They will take you for techno function role, which is basically a role in which you act as a consultant between client and your technical team. Okay, so you have to know more about it, and in the series of videos I will be guiding you a step by step how you can prepare for that. So the first video, it is in this series, is about the interview strategy, because you have to understand how you should be preparing for this particular hiring and what all kind of questions can be asked in the interview. So just for information, as I have mentioned, I was the HR and recruiter in TCS, and I have taken 1,000+ interviews. And for MBA hiring, I was the panels for the all 5 years of my tenure in TCS, and I've taken interviews for MBA hiring with different panels, and have a good understanding of what kind of questions you can expect in the this hiring, and be it from finance, marketing, or any other background. Okay, so let's understand what you can expect in the interview. So watch this video till end, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, do subscribe it, because we are going to bring you very authentic and meaningful content about MBA hiring and other career opportunities. Okay, so let's start. All right, so the next stage is interview. So basically, interview is the final selection stage. So written round is taken to eliminate people. So basically, written round is to filter out the students. Okay, the selection happens only in the interview. Okay, so interview for MBA hiring will be little different. So let me tell you what you can expect in the interview. So basically, the first thing that the panel will expect from you is that you as an MBA student, be it in marketing, finance, operations, business analytics, HR. So what you will do in TCS? Okay, so TCS this time has not given the JD for this particular hiring, but earlier when TCS used to roll out the MBA hiring. By the way, one thing I should tell you, that TCS earlier used to only take BTech plus MBA for MBA hiring, but from the last 2-3 years now they are considering any graduate degree. They are just looking for MBAs, but earlier it was very much BTech plus MBA during our race, right? So that is what the biggest challenge is coming, that students from non-technical background are also coming up for this hiring, and they have to understand what are the techno-functional roles. Okay, so techno-functional roles is something you need to understand. What are they? What kind of different roles are there? Because unless and until you don't understand what is that you are getting hired for, you will not be able to convince the panel that what you will do in TCS. At the same time, you will not be able to align your strength, expertise, your projects, your internship, that will justify that yes, you can do something well in TCS. Okay, so techno function roles kya hote hain? It are, as I have already told you, this is a kind of a consulting role that you play. You can call it business analyst, you can call it a consultant in different technologies like SAP, or Salesforce, or cybersecurity, or something else, or you could be a pre-sales consultant. So many things are there. Or you can be a financial consultant, you can be a project management officer. So basically, in this hiring from the MBA students, the expectation is more for the client facing roles, more for the the coordination roles that you have to do, that would revolve around presentation, good communication. So techno function roles is something that you should understand in detail. So we have also done a podcast in detail. Last year I covered MBA hiring in very extensively, and we have brought one very experienced TCSer who was selected from MBA hiring way back in 2018, and he is somebody who is now an SAP consultant in TCS, and he has explained all the different techno function roles. So I will put the link of that particular podcast, in this video description, so you can figure out what are the techno function roles from directly from him, and that will give you a big clarity. So first thing is clarity. Without clarity, nobody can convince anybody. Okay, so the first thing is what you will do in TCS. For that, you have to understand what they expect. Okay, and that is where it will start from here. Okay, so second, other things are secondary. It cannot be like that you are good into marketing, you are good into finance, so they should take you and they will give you training, and you will do the work. No, you have to justify what you will do, and that will only come when you know what is supposed to be done from the siding. All right, so techno function rules, make a deep understanding about it. You have to read it. That video will help you, but otherwise also explore it. Not just TCS, but other companies also. Let me tell you, be it Accenture, Infosys, all the IT companies, when they hire MBA, they go for techno-functional roles. Okay, so this particular preparation will help you, if they go for, if you apply for other companies as well. All right, so that is one thing. Second thing is that you have to align your resume, your interview preparation, so that it justify your IT suitability. Okay, so basically, when you do this research, it will give you a lot of understanding that what is expected into this roles, and how your profile will help you to justify that you are a good for techno functional roles. Let me give you an understanding. For example, these are client facing roles. So if you have good communication, if you have good presentation skills, if you have done sales, if you have done an internship where you were interacting with the client, justify that you have done this and you can do this for IT as well. Okay, at the same time, if you come from finance background, so you can say, TCS have a lot of BFSI projects, which is banking, financial, insurance segment. Okay, so there are so many banking and financial clients which TCS has, and not just TCS, but any other IT company, big IT company. The majority customers are from banking and financial segments. Okay, so your domain knowledge can be of help there, because if you handle banking clients, so you can understand their language, you can understand their work, and that is where you can be a very good consultant for that particular role. So you have to justify from your background and your work that you have done, that how it fits the IT suitability, and that is a work that you have to do. You have to redesign your resume. You have to make a separate resume that shows that whatever you have done aligns with IT. For example, if you have done internship, so write an internship in the learning section that you have you have handled client, you have done a lot of research, because you have to do a lot of marketing research when you are into technical functional roles, and you are good with technologies, you are good with data analysis, the Excel, Power BI, and other data analytics tool well. Okay, so align your resume, because I am sure you know this, that for every company we have to customize our resume, because it should speak the language that company is looking for. Okay, and for IT companies, your language should be like that. Okay, so just change your resume, so that, because when the panel will ask you questions right from your resume. Okay, the first thing the panel look at is it that is your resume, and they will ask you questions from there. Okay, and it should, and I tell you, as a panel, I can see that by looking at the resume, we feel that this is the right candidate or not. Okay, so it plays a lot of role. Even so, this is particular hiring is happening off campus, where you are invited to give the interview. But otherwise, if you apply from LinkedIn or some other sources, by sharing your resume for any IT company, then they will not even call you if a resume is not making sense to them. Okay, that is where we have to customize the resume. Okay, I will make some videos on how to customize resumes, and what is it like, what does a good resume for an IT company looks like. Okay, so we'll work on that. But yeah, the resume customization you have to do. You have to include the IT terminologies. You have to use the language that makes sense to them. Okay, so that is the resume you have to prepare. Okay, it will take time. Take help of AI tools like ChatGPT. They can help you well over there. All right, so that is the another thing, resume. And then you have to also understand about the latest IT trends. Okay, because IT is again one of the industry which is very dynamic. New technologies are coming. Okay, so AI is already there, which is making a lot of challenge changes, and then AGI is coming, and there are so many other things which are going on in IT. Cybersecurity is one, Salesforce is one. There's so many things, so you should know what is the latest trends in IT. You have to read about them, because they wanted to understand definitely how much you know about IT. It should not be like, okay, sir, I have done MBA in marketing. marketing, how can I know about IT? No, you have to understand about IT, what TCS does, what what TCS is doing, and what are the latest developments that has happened in AI. Okay, so that again research you have to do. Okay, and then yeah, next thing is we can take you have to again you have to work on your own expertise if you're a marketing student. Okay, so be good with marketing questions, be good with finance questions. Okay, because definitely your panel will be also someone who is an MBA, and definitely they will have questions from finance and marketing part, and operations and whatever. Okay, because there are few concepts which everybody remembers. Maslow's hierarchy is one, BCG matrix is one, and then the fundamentals of any topic like marketing, 7 Ps, finance, golden rules of accounting. Okay, finance students especially should explore the fintech part, because fintech is again another thing that happens in IT. Okay, uh, all right. So again, the operations and then analytics. So operations, they are famous Six Sigma questions, and then another famous theories that is there. People remember these questions, from their own college. So these questions can be asked. So any common question in your domain, you should know. Okay, so that is one thing again you have to prepare. But yeah, I know you will be good at this by now. You would have given so many interviews. So this preparation, usually candidates are good, but yeah, the IT part, the fintech part, again, marketing, how IT, how AI is influencing marketing, right? What are the latest developments in marketing because of technology, because of IT, right? Okay, so you have to again be updated with that. All right. So this is another area where you have to work upon, and then read about TCS, because there will be questions about TCS. I have made a detailed video. You can find that in the playlist, or I will paste it in the description section, where we have covered what kind of questions you can expect from TCS. Okay, so this is I think the first thing all of you should do. I'm sure that because the interview requires preparation, most of the students think that okay, they will go to the interview and they will see what they ask. This will not help you for sure. Okay, I think a small preparation can make a big difference, and all these things takes time. Okay, if you think you will read this overnight, before your interview, you will mess up everything. Okay, so take time, start reading, start making notes, because usually this kind of things, technical things, require accuracy. So start making notes that will help you to recall at the time of interview. Okay, so this is my, I think, the first strategy video on MBA hiring. I will also be covering these things in detail with time. Okay, at the same time, I am also taking a live batch of training of for interview preparation. So in the last video also I have shared this. We have got many nominations. Thank you for that. But yeah, before starting that batch, again, nominations are open. So we will cover all these things in detail, and I will make you practice about all these things personally. I will give you feedback on your resume, how I will take your mock interview, and will give you again your areas of improvement, how to articulate your answers so that it likes, the panels like it sound convincing, and it shows your right suitability to the IT industry. Okay, so all these things I will, since it is live training, it would be a personalized one-on-one training, and definitely it will make a lot of difference. In the past also, we have covered MBA hiring, and people have benefited from our content and training. So if you want to seriously crack this, so you can take advantage of this training. For more details, you can download the brochure of this training from the link given in the description box of this video. And yes, please start preparing. Don't wait for the last moment. This is the end of your academic year. You should have a good offer by the end of it, and I think this is the right opportunity. TCS is one of the company that come in the last, and I have seen those students who are not placed yet in good companies. Finally, TCS, actually give them a good offer. So take advantage of it. My best wishes. Thank you so much.